Good afternoon, everyone. Today's presentation will explore how to better connect with the millennial omni-channel shopper and how to transform your website into a lead generation machine. My name is Christian Dubuc, and I'm Vice President Strategic Marketing at 2020. I'm with the company since more than 21 years now, and I have consulted many small and large retailers globally on best practices and leading-edge technology. Before starting, I just want to remind you that all participants will enter on mute so that the presentation is not disturbed. Any question can be asked into the WebEx QA panel and will be answered at the end. Do you think your company website is uninspiring and lacking the engagements today's millennial is seeking? If you do, chances are your customer do too. As an ever-increasing number of millennials are browsing online, comparing products, checking stock, and validating pricing, retailers need to rethink how they go to market online and adapt to a new breed of customer who wants to shop from anywhere. The content of this presentation will help you learn more about the latest retailer trends and best practices for web-based visualization and virtual reality. We'll also help you find out about new web-based technologies for enhancing your corporate website and learn how retailers made the leap to an engaging consumer web experience and grew their business as a result. In fact, they help drive higher website traffic and convert them into real leads that at the end of the day increase average selling price per visit. These are industry trends that we have observed and heard from major retailers around the world, and also based on third-party experts in digital retail marketing for 2016. Or in other words, things that anyone who wants to sell something online should be aware of. Some of these trends are new to this year, and others are continuations of further expanded from previous years. With the fast pace of technology, retail marketers need to stay abreast of the trends in order to stay ahead of your competition. We'll cover each of these in some details and show how you can deploy real solutions to address them one by one. Today, mobile is already one of the fastest growing media channels in the industry. And in 2016, marketers need to prioritize it if they want to reach customers on their own terms. Today, more than 156 million Americans own a smartphone, a number that is growing 24% annually. In the past 5 years alone, mobile has gone from an emerging trend to the new standard. Nearly 2/3 of Americans own smartphones, according to a 2015 Pew Research Center study, and that number seems likely to only rise in the next year. Talking about mobile device, we see that 82 million people own a tablet today, and that's growing 57% annually. This is the fastest growing digital channel, and mobile impact in-store is increasing. In fact, mobile was the fastest growing digital channel in the Interactive Advertising Bureau Media Report for 2015, and the medium is expected to continue its upward trajectory in the coming years. Zenith Optimedia projects that mobile advertising spend will even surpass desktop by 2018. Mobile surge has redrawn marketing budget and strategies, shared in new ad products and platforms, and caused a fundamental change in the relationship between brands and consumer. As Sean Galligan from Yahoo says, we've entered a new era of advertising where mobile is critical to campaigns. In the last 18 to 24 months in particular, marketer has taken a much more purposeful approach to mobile, according to Jake Surofman from Gartner, and are increasingly looking at how it affects the user experience and add value to their business. In 2015, a report published by Deloitte, the impact of digital on the consumer buying experience is definitely a significant trend that cannot be ignored. This chart shows the dollar impact comparison between digitally and mobile influence sales in e-commerce in the U.S. for 2014. And looking at 2015, the total retail sales is more to 5 trillion. The migration to mobile has left marketers pondering how to adapt their campaigns to different ad formats, even within mobile, such as app ads. According to eMarketer, these ads accounted for 10% of mobile ad dollars last year, representing an 80% year-over-year increase. In the year ahead, eMarketer says consumer usage and better ad formats will continue to drive ad dollar toward mobile. Mobile will provide marketers a unique environment to gather multidimensional consumer data that can be used to better personalize messages. As the buying process and the marketing funnel continue to evolve, brands that leverage this data to improve their mobile marketing efforts should reap the rewards. From another report also published by Deloitte, we can appreciate the impact of digital measure success. Based on that same report, digital and social media usage results in higher conversion and spend. 84% of visitors report using digital for shopping-related activities before or during their more recent trip to a store. Consumers who use a device during the shopping journey convert at a 40% higher rate. 22% of consumers spending more as a result of using digital, with just over half spending at least 25% more than they had intended. And finally, 25% of consumers said product information found on social channels influenced their shopping behavior and enhanced brand loyalty. In a world where nearly everyone is always online, there's no offline anymore. So it is not about the digital business, it is just about business. Social media is a mainstream marketing channel. In 2016, social media companies from Facebook to Snapchat are looking to bulk up their innovative offering and continue growing into major player for ad dollars. According to the Pew Research Center, 65% of adults use social media in 2015, nearly 10 times the number in 2005. Facebook and Instagram alone make up 1 billion and 400 million users respectively, while the macro-blogging network Twitter has 320 million and Snapchat around 100 million daily active users midway to 2015. Now that the big social company have built engaged audiences, many are turning their attention towards monetizing them and helping marketers reach their target audience. Of all the social networks, Facebook is the most popular for marketers according to Social Award data. The world's largest social network has worked in recent years to become mobile first and built out a top-notch ad system. Facebook's data and targeting tools allow marketers to personalize their social campaign at scale. Marketers are taking note of that. In the last year, marketing perception about social media has changed, with social now seen as a place where marketers can find highly targeted audiences and track their campaigns with granular metrics. As social platform builds out their ad offering, with a particular focus on mobile and video, marketers are shifting their budget towards social. September data from last year from eMarketer projected that social media ad spend would reach roughly $25 billion by the end of 2015, a 40% jump from the $17.85 billion spent in 2014. And that figure is only expected to climb higher in the coming years, with $41 billion projected by 2017. The ability to share retail product content is now a consumer expectation. Now, there has been a lot of chatter around augmented reality and virtual reality technologies lately. Developers are rolling out new technologies, and the talk is turning to how brands and marketers might be able to use them for advertising purposes. While AR and VR may not be mainstream marketing channels just yet, they shouldn't be overlooked. A Gartner report estimates that by 2018, some 25 million virtual and augmented reality headsets will be sold to consumers. According to DG Capital, AR and VR could capture roughly $150 billion in revenues by the year 2020, with AR accounting for a little bit more than $120 billion. DG Capital attributes a strong swath of AR revenue to mobile apps and advertising. Still, according to Gartner's 2015 home cycle for emerging technologies, widespread use of AR and VR tech is still a couple of years out. But if the lure of VR technologies is palpable, the potential scale of AR tech is clear. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg sees virtual reality as having a similar potential to smartphones. He sees VR technology spreading in a similar way to smartphones, first among the most tech-savvy consumer, but eventually becoming ubiquitous. The social network sees the marketing potential of its Oculus Rift goggles, which are set to launch to the public in early 2016 and has begun pitching advertisers on the idea of using the technology. In the future, AR technologies could help drum the attention around product launches and experiential events in a more tangible, complete manner. For example, Facebook already has several brands, including Disney and AT&T, advertising with its 360-degree video campaign, which can be described as a VR-like experience for users. These immersive ads help marketers tell richer stories and give consumers new reason to interact with these ads. These 360 degrees video are easily consumed on a regular smartphone and don't require a special VR headset or device, but start to mimic some of the functionality we see in virtual reality spaces. We'll see more of this kind of transitional VR content before the end of 2016. Virtual reality technology could also give B2B marketers a way to showcase large equipment to potential buyers at a lower cost. As an example, think of a Caterpillar tractor or a GE jet engine, or closer to us, a complete kitchen or bathroom. Telling the story of a complex sale is a challenge when the buyer is unable to physically see or test the products. VR offers marketers a way to create a compelling visual story around big-ticket items in a 3D environment and can help create a virtual try-before-you-buy experience. Going into 2016, marketers will be smart to keep an eye on AR and VR technology and see if there are ways to test out their viability for their brands. So what to remember for this trend? Well, AR/VR solutions are helping companies to differentiate themselves, or may in the future help them differentiate themselves. These solutions provide a try-before-you-buy experience, so important for consumers to get this immersive experience. And finally, 360 experience and VR-like solutions are available now and don't require sophisticated setup. So this is something that can be deployed on your own website today. Customer experience. Well, customer experience is king. The old adage goes, the consumer is always right. And with the rise of ad blocking, it is clear that there is still disconnect between marketers and their audiences. The wide availability of information and resources in 2016 make it even harder for marketers to reach target audiences and easier for consumers to move on to the next best option. As Jake Sorofman, VP Research at Gartner, explained, customer experience is that last durable way to build a loyalty and advocacy with consumers. The perspective should be exclusively how you serve customer needs, but only as they translate value to the business, meaning there needs to be a value add on both ends of the transaction. Customer experience is that last durable way to build loyalty. The marketing view should be from the outside in rather than inside out, Sir Rahman explained, so that marketers are putting their customers' needs first. Marketers should think about what consumers need and what they want to hear. This will position brands to better connect with consumers in the moments that matter most. The customer experience should be looked as an opportunity to add convenience and reduce friction while innovating your business model. A recent study conducted by Forrester Research stated that 44% of online consumers say that having questions answered by a live person while in the middle of an online search or transaction is one of the most important features a website can offer. You're there for the customer in the store, so why wouldn't you be there for the customer on your website? Forrester Research goes on to state 62% reported being more likely to purchase from the site again, and further 38% of respondents said they had made their purchase due to the chat itself. Taking the long-term view of the customer relationship could help marketers have a challenge like disengagement with ads. Anna McCarthy, VP of Client Development at ChoiceStream, said 2016 will need to be the year of truly meaningful creative if brands want to reach their consumer in a way that resonates. Campaigns will need to be designed with specific target individual and device in mind, and ads will have to contain tailored messages. McCarthy predicts that as technology evolves, hyper-local targeting will also be necessary for activating specific audiences. It's time to say goodbye to one-size-fits-all creative, she said. In a nutshell, great customer experience doesn't happen by accident. With so much online competition, it's become harder to get and keep customer attention. Great experiences create customer loyalty and advocacy. And finally, it's an opportunity to add convenience and reduce friction while innovating your business model. So, given the focused customer experience and the potential for leveraging data, marketers should place a greater focus on personalized communication in 2016. With the help of data, marketers who put highly personalized campaigns in motion will be able to drive better results. The benefits of personalization include higher response and conversion rates, brand loyalty, and repeat customers, amplified reach, and increased relevance with today's shoppers. According to a CMO Council survey from last year, 42% of marketers said personalization led to more conversion. With all the focus on the consumer experience, many brands today are looking to boost their content marketing strategies to build stronger relationships with their potential customers. One emerging area for brands looking to create content marketing is through user-generated content, what we call UGC. Through UGC campaigns, in which consumers provide the content, brands can build loyalty among their target audiences while simultaneously figuring out what sort of messaging really resonates with them. By bolstering their campaigns with UGC, brands can tell original stories based on the consumer experience. Beyond UGC, some see digital video and social media as the biggest game changers in content marketing. What sets social media apart is that it allows you to have a back-and-forth conversation with your customer. In other words, you need to provide your customer with tools from which they can share their works, pictures, and other content. Customers are proud of what they share, and showcasing the work they have done will give them instant gratification and will help you build stronger relationship with them. So you need to leverage user-generated content. So, what you need to do might look simple. But in reality, build an effective customer experience. The reality is much more complex. There are ways to improve the overall customer experience based on experience from other companies, other retailers, within our own retail industry, and other markets. This is what we will explore next. I don't know how many of you have a chance to read this ebook from Google called Winning the Zero Moment of Truth, written by Jim Lesinski. It was published by, again, Google a few years ago. Every buying experience starts with the desire to acquire something, what we call the stimulus. The goal is quite simple: acquire goods and enjoy using them at home. Back in 2005, Procter & Gamble introduced a concept called the first moment of truth. It is the 3 to 7 seconds after a shopper first encounters a product on the store shelf. It is in these precious few seconds that marketers have the best chance of converting a browser into a buyer by appealing to their sense, values, and emotions. The zero moment of truth happens before being physically exposed to a product. This is the period when a consumer will search online at home. During this period, the consumer will search for reviews about the products or the service it's looking for, will share with friends and family, and will ask for recommendations from other customers who might have previously bought the same product. Today, consumer knows so much more before they reach the shelf or meet with a professional or a specialist. They find incredible detail online from every possible source about the brands and products that matter to them. They browse, dig, explore, dream, and master, and then they're ready to buy with confidence. Then what they learn, of course, they share with others. The zero moment of truth influences which brand makes the shopping list, which professional they want to work with, where they will choose to buy, and with whom they will share the results. Consumers are much more educated than they were a few years ago. And when you think about your own business, you are not behind your competition or the technology. Sometimes you are behind your own consumer. Building an effective customer experience means many things. Besides this concept of zero moment of truth, we need to understand what has changed the consuming habits in the past years. The following three are the most significant. No doubt that technology has changed our way of living, and most of the time for the good. Successful technologies tend to extend our capabilities, not to replace them. More and more consumers are informed and educated thanks to the internet. New types of customers also have emerged. But at the same time, consumers have less time. They are more impatient and are looking for instant gratification. The democratization of the creativity process has also helped these new kinds of consumers being involved earlier in the buying process. By enhancing the shopping and buying experience, we are allowing the consumers to also better engage and collaborate with not only designers and professionals, but also with friends and family, and this using different social networks. In other words, the what, the who, and the how have evolved and will continue to evolve in the years to come. While the technology evolution is an obvious one, what is not so obvious is how it enriched the consumer's creativity and shopping experience. And it always goes back to one of the most important concepts of this evolution, being and staying connected. We all know how much more powerful is our current smartphone compared to an old supercomputer of 1970. But at the same time, in a given environment where a consumer is looking for inspiration, the most powerful computer is not worth much if it cannot help you make emotional decisions about what you like, what you dream of, and how to help you being more creative and more educated. And you need to have access to what you are looking for in real time. So in addition to the what, the who, and the how, the when will have a major impact on the customer's buying decision. Just to illustrate this little example that happened to me a few months ago, my wife was in North Carolina driving back from Florida to Montreal. Yeah, it's a long drive. She stopped at one of these big factory outlets in North Carolina and to do some shopping. She remembered one of my daughters was looking for a very cool new pair of Nike running shoes. Looking at everything available in store and without being clear on which model exactly my daughter was looking for, she then called her and asked for the specific model. My daughter went online, found the exact model, and sent back the link by text message. My wife read the message from her phone, clicked on the link, and got the exact model from the Nike website. She then asked the sales lady, found the model, took a picture, and sent back the image via text message to my daughter. Done deal. So what was taking more than weeks in the past was done in a matter of minutes. Consumers are not doing anything really different from what they were doing for years. They've been gathering information about products and where to buy them, and they've been trying to learn more about that specific product before they made their decision. What has changed is where they gather this information from, their ability to easily get information from multiple sources, and their ability to compare price from one store to the other, and more importantly, the time needed to go through this process. Again, what took weeks a few years ago can now be done in a matter of minutes. The way a consumer and even a designer search for manufactured product have not really evolved since many years. We are still looking at products like if it was an old paper catalog, with the exception that it is now available online. So we have basically replaced the paper catalog with an online web page. But how about the user experience itself? You browse through an electronic catalog, you select a product that seems interesting, you read through the technical details of this product, the spec sheet, comparison chart, energy saving, but you are always browsing in the context of a single item or a disconnected group of items. Many retailers that sell kitchen and bath products, as an example, don't provide a means for a consumer to visualize products within the context of their new space. Buyers must use their imagination to predict how products will look when installed. Common examples include pairing appliances with backsplash tile or paint color combination with plumbing accessories, etc. The typical buyer has to match many different styles and preferences to create their desired look, and changing one element can have a major effect and impact on their overall design and the design look. Simply listing a photo and price of an item on a website is no longer sufficient. Buyers will seek out ways to visualize how they will use the product in their own context and to share it with friends and family for ultimate validation in a contextualized shopping experience. So what are the next steps? What retailers need to do to make the customer experience richer and more in line with the millennial omnichannel shoppers. Retailers with a web presence are ideally positioned to provide this experience to consumers, since they have a deep knowledge of their products and access to all of the product specifications, making it easier to create detailed virtual models for use in digital medium like the web. Retailers and manufacturers need a way to show consumers and designers the complete picture and to get them inspired. You need to showcase your products on the web. Consumers need context to choose and select your products. Looking at the customer journey, while web content is available, it is difficult for a consumer to understand what are the next steps. So consumer can have an idea, can start searching, browse to collect, again, ideas, but then what's next? Even if tools and technologies are available today, it is still a broken process. An important piece of the puzzle is still missing. One thing important that we realize is a project idea can be inspired from anywhere. The days of having to walk in store to start a new project a new home renovation are over. But this is not the end of the story. In fact, this is just a new beginning. In addition to the traditional way of engaging with your customer, and again, your customer will still go in store, will still walk in store, again, to meet with your sales associate, you now need to provide them with the necessary toolbox to start the process from home. But it needs to be a connected experience. Nothing is more frustrating to a consumer than having to redo what was done at home when he walked in store meeting with a sales associate. The experience needs to be enriched as we move forward defining the building or remodeling project. So, looking back at our new customer journey now, the most important phase is the one happening before any planning is done, before having decided which product line, kitchen style, or piece of furniture the customer wants. This is our zero moment of truth, what we call the inspiration and dreaming phase. And the best way to help these consumers dreaming about new projects, their new kitchen, bathroom, or living room, is to equip them with tools that will enrich their inspirational experience and engage them earlier in the collaborative partnership with you, the retailers, and the professional and the manufacturers. Sorry. And this new customer journey should not be seen as a one-size-fits-all journey. In fact, there are many different paths, many connection points, many devices, many locations, and many people involved in that journey. Regardless of the route taken, the result must remain valid at any time. Now, let's take a look at the typical consumers. We can easily separate them in three categories. First, the traditional consumer asking for services from professionals. They are the do-it-for-me customers. Their involvement is more reactive than proactive. These customers are looking for a turnkey solution, starting from the early conceptual design phase down to the final installation of the product. These are the typical customer looking for specialists to do, again, a custom, highly priced custom kitchen, as an example. Then we have the do-it-yourself persons. They want to control the entire process from the early stage of the project down to the installation of the products. These jack-of-all-trade consumers are typically well-informed and fully connected with the outside world. But even if this type of consumer is most of the time self-sufficient, more and more people from this group tend to fall into the third category, the do-it-with-me guys. And this category is really of interest for us. Why? They are also well-informed, connected, knowledgeable of the different processes involved, but they understand they cannot complete every step of this process without involving a professional that will guide them and collaborate with them from the early stage of the project. They want to be in control, but they also want to benefit from the expertise of the different professionals involved in this kind of project. In other words, they are looking for a collaborative experience involving the different actors. These consumers want to play a more active role in the design process. Homeowners are web savvy and are able to collect ideas from all parts of the web, but it's hard for them to translate those ideas into starting points. They need a way to collaborate with designers so they can keep track of their project at home or when traveling using mobile devices. New collaboration technologies that let consumers and professionals work together on design from any devices with a web browser will change the way home projects happen. Consumers are looking for tools to support the typical activities needed to do a complete project. Inspires, at the early stage of the project, they need to be inspired. They need to dream about more possibilities. In the define, this inspiration phase should be the starting point of the define phase. Design spaces, place products, do what-if scenarios with the ability to always go back to the previous inspirational stage without losing what has been done before. It's a matter of enriching the project, not starting over again. Finally, the ability to collaborate with the different contributors on the projects. like in-store sales assistant or remote designer, and even friends and family from a distance and from any device is what you would make the experience more pleasant and engaging for the consumer. For the past 5 years, 2020 has massively invested in web solutions to address the new customer journey, to provide our retail and manufacturing customer with state-of-the-art web technologies for enhancing your corporate website. 2020 Ideal Space is an innovative web-based solution for interior design. In today's marketplace, customers are more involved in the design process than ever before, accessing retail products and establishing their design preferences from a variety of places, including home, computers, in-store, and on mobile devices. With Ideal Spaces, retailers can align with customer behavior and engage with them on every step of their interior design journey. Retailers and manufacturers can host 2020 Ideal Spaces on their own website to provide customers with a cutting-edge portal to plan and purchase their next interior design project. 2020 Ideal Spaces makes it easy and fun for end user to create their design project from start to finish wherever they are using actual in-store product. Fun factor is also a key here. It has to be a fun experience for the consumer. So coming back to our industry trends and how can Ideal Space help you address them? Ideal Spaces engage the consumer earlier in the process with an easy-to-use design tool that helps them take ownership of their project. As a web-based solution, it can be used from a personal computer, but also from the more recent mobile platform like tablet and smartphones. A project idea can be inspired from anywhere, so access to your online inspiration tool must be available at any time using any device. The consumer projects can be shared so other people like friends, family, and professionals can collaborate. Excuse me. It is all based on enriched data coming from the manufacturers, the retailer, and the consumer themselves. Ideal Space can be personalized to your own branding and digital signature. It is fun to use for a consumer, but reliable for a professional. In today's internet world, a rewarding customer experience is the key to success for web-based application. While we didn't care waiting for a few minutes on our old personal computer a few years ago to complete the task, this wait time is unacceptable on the web. A consumer will move to something else if the wait is too long, and you will lose your chance to engage him. This is why the ability to produce high-quality 3D images in real time, including 360 panoramic images, is an important key factor when talking about good customer experience. Now, let's take a closer look at the Ideal Spaces. The solution is based on 3 modules that can be deployed individually or as a whole. It all starts with a dreaming phase. I want to redo my kitchen. I want to change my bathroom. I want a new bedroom. A possible solution would be to provide your customer with an inspirational tool. Starting from your own design gallery or your portfolio of projects that you want to showcase, this rich content can now be used to help your customer making important decisions about the styles, the finishes, and the options they like. These important decisions made during the inspiration phase becomes the starting point of the design phase. So using guided design approaches with simple questionnaire and an interactive design proposal engine, the consumer are presented with different layouts they can choose from. They can play what-if scenarios and complete their design with the help of an in-store assistant and professional designer who also use 2020 design software. Finally, the Collaborate module is used as a repository for all the activities related to your customer project. This is where a customer will save their project, share ideas with different collaborators, invite people to collaborate to their project, define basic tasks, add photos and discussion to their mood board or idea book, and have access to the actual 3D design with a complete and validated item list. Without further ado, let's take a look at Ideal Spaces in action. So imagine you're on your website and you're browsing a design gallery. So this is your own design gallery. So customer is selecting a category, then select a kitchen, in this example, a kitchen that look like, well, some kitchen you would like to have. So what he's seeing here is, in fact, is a picture with metadata. So you can, in real time, quickly see different options. In this example, door style finishes are their option in your design without having to do it in 3D, so waiting for rendering time. So it's what we call playing with an intent. So what you're doing here, you know this is not your kitchen, but at least this is your starting point to get inspired. So a kitchen like this that I like this style, but show me different options. So what if I use this door style with these kind of appliances? What if I change the wall painting, or if I change the tile? So it's a matter of selecting different options and saving them as my own favorite so I can reuse them later when I'm in the design process. The number of options or features you make available here depends on you, so there is no limit. Of course, since this is an inspirational tool for a consumer, you might want to limit the number of options that you're proposing to a consumer. You know, at the end of the day, showing projects, with more than 500 door styles might be too much for a consumer. So every time a consumer likes the idea that you're seeing here, you can save them as favorites. So as a favorite style, it can be reused later in the design process. Now, after the selection is made, he's ready to move into the next step. So this is what we call the guided design approach. So here what we're doing, we're just asking customer to give information about his own room. Again, here what you can do is just place walls, doors, and windows, and obstacles. You cannot place any furniture item here. This is just a way, again, for Ideal Space to understand the room layout, so you can use it to propose different kitchen layout in the future. So here you can work in both metric and imperial. Now I'm working in metric, but the system works in both systems. So the more precise is my room, of course, the proposal that I will receive later will be better. So here I'm trying my own room with windows and doors, and then I'm ready to move to the next step. The next step, the Ideal Space will present the consumer with the selected style, the room shape that you just drew a few minutes ago, and then we'll ask customer basic question about appliances. The selection that he's making here will have an impact on the proposal that will happen later. So here, I'm trying with this, again, this first selection here, then I'm proposed with different kitchen layouts. Clicking on one of these kitchen layouts, then Ideal Spaces will automatically create a kitchen for me based on my room dimension, based on the style that I have selected early on. Again, this is not the design. This is a design, and this is an inspirational design. So we know this is not the kitchen that a customer will build, but actually this is a starting point to get inspired. So customer can go back, change the selection he made, again, to have different proposals. And again, Ideal Space will generate new proposals, new kitchen layouts. Then you can go back and forth like this and really to what-if scenarios until you get to a point where you do like what you see. So for you, this is your starting point. You like this L-shaped kitchen. You like the island. So that will become, again, I like the budget that I see there. So that will become my starting point for my own project. So the next phase, next step will be for me to save this project, and this project will be saved in your own portal, so retailers have access to the customer project. So one thing important also is, at any point, I can go up to the design itself without having to be logged in. We know that a big part of drop-off today is when a retailer is asking a customer to enter his email or name or telephone number. With Ideal Spaces, you can go as far as you want. Of course, if a customer wants to save a project, this is the lead that you want to capture. So then the customer will be asked to enter information, and then you can get in touch with him to complete the project. Now, customer has completed the project, so I'm the designer in store. This is my view of collaborate. So here I have all the projects I'm working on right now as a designer, as a sales associate. So I'm not limited to kitchen. I can also do bathroom, again, bedroom, living room. The only limitation, again, here is we're working inside the house. So I can work on a project, or I can work on project that I'm collaborating here. So here, I'm reloading the project that was moved by my customer a few minutes ago. From here, I see the summary, everything that's happening on that project. So everything the customer has done, I can see it. So customer have entered tasks, different tasks for his own use. He also have invited people to collaborate to his project that I see here. I also have access to the idea book or the mood board he has created. This mood board is images coming from the web that he can save, and within each of these images, he can start discussion with all the collaborators he has on this project. Discussion can happen on specific photos, or you can have general discussion on the project. And of course, you do have access to the design itself, to the 3D design that you have access here. So from here, you can change, edit, delete, add products, or change product. In this example here, I'm selecting this base cabinet, and I want to replace it by a drawer-based cabinet. So I can quickly do it by just selecting an object and replacing it. I still have access also to the global style that was made available when I was at the inspirational phase. So if I want to, again, globally change the look of that kitchen, I still have access to all the global options that I had in Fire, and I can here globally change door style to a new one, or change countertop, or individually change objects like hoods, or specific sinks associated with a base sink cabinet. I can also use my own favorite items. So here, if I just do a quick zoom on this range here, so I can use all the favorites items that I have saved in my account. So here, as a designer, these are some favorites I have. So if I want to quickly change this electric range for a gas range, I just have to, again, use my favorites, and voila, I have my new range. Also, I don't know if you can notice the quality of the rendering and the speed of the rendering. Again, it's a consumer tool. It needs to be fast, and it needs to produce high-quality rendering. So when I'm ready, I've done enough, I can save my design. And for retailers that are using 2020 design today, this is really important to be able to have an interoperability between Ideal Spaces and 2020 design. So we do have the ability to exchange projects between the two platforms. So here in 2020 design, I'm reloading the same project that I had in Ideal Spaces, but I'm using it now in the context of my professional design tool. I do have access to the same catalogs. So every product that I will add here or modified will automatically be modified and updated on my Ideal Spaces project. So here I can do upselling, cross-selling using my professional design tool, adding items that might not be available to the consumer. And I can also do special editing, custom editing, like changing the countertop, kind of editing that we don't want to make available for a consumer using Ideal Spaces. That might be too complex. So everything that I'm doing in my project here, as soon as I save my design, again, I can take that design and put it back into my Ideal Spaces project. Each time I'm saving and I'm, again, adding revision to my project, automatically it will create a design revision, meaning that I can have a history of everything that has happened in my project since the beginning of the project. So here, I can, in the same project, choose a design, so the same design that I was working on, and then it will automatically create a new version of the project. When the project is completed and fully validated, as a retailer, you have the ability to lock the project. Locking the project means that now the consumer can see the project, can change viewpoint, can take snapshots, can share the different images, but no editing is allowed anymore. That means that this project is complete, price has been validated, has been finalized, so now the only thing I can do is visualize this project or start a new project based on this one. So, Inspire, the define and collaborate are in tune with our customer shop and our salesperson and designer works. Ideal Spaces also allows marketers to get important information about our customer shops. Using Google Analytics, we have access to key information like usage, customer profile, most popular products and styles, and many more. This is really important information that can be used to drive specific marketing campaigns by marketers. To conclude on Ideal Spaces, this solution helps to grow your business by increasing the overall web traffic, including both customer and retailer traffic. Ideal Spaces helps increasing time spent on your website. It also helps increasing the web conversion, i.e. how many people take action on your website. And it is aligned with your market strategy when it comes to social media reach and its expected viral effect. Looking at statistics from our retail customers that are currently using Ideal Spaces, we found that in average, and again, these are stats that have been shared to us by some of our customers. Leads for these customers that are using Ideal Spaces today, leads are up roughly 17%, and they are better qualified. Quotes are up 26%, and are of higher quality. Conversion rate is up to an average 8%, so better qualified leads and higher quality quotes leads to more closed sales. The average transaction size have increased roughly 14%, and sales have increased between 17 and 22%. In each of these implementations, customers have experienced positive results and continue to invest in Ideal Spaces based upon prior business case results. When we talk about enhancing and enriching the customer experience, visualization is definitely one of the main areas where 2020 continued to innovate years after years. Starting with what was the visualization breakthrough with our first version of 2020 design more than 20 years ago, and I guess some of you might remember this version. Of course, I wasn't born. Then moving to color rendering and to texture renderings and stereoscopic images to finally photorealistic rendering. Visualization is an important aspect of our customer journey. You need to be able to provide these stunning images to your customer without having to wait 16 hours. These high-quality images help your communication with your customer and help them better understand what will be the new look of their kitchen, bathroom, living room, or bedroom. Better visualization means better validation. And now about tablets and mobile devices. Well, with Ideal Spaces and 2020 design, you can now create a 360 panoramic view of your customer room and look at it using your PC, your tablet, and your smartphone. Safe within your collaborate space in Ideal Spaces, customer can easily access these images and have a more complete view of their new room. And finally, visualization that goes a step further, giving the customer a more immersive experience with virtual reality using the Oculus Rift and the 2020 cardboard 3D glasses that was showcased at the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show this year in Vegas. Support of mobile devices, access to social media, and ability to share a project. Innovative viewing experience using VR-like devices, personalization and ability to leverage user-generated content, and finally, enrich and enhance customer experience. We think Ideal Space can help you better address these industry trends, and we are committed to help you be successful deploying it. At 2020, we strongly believe innovation helps driving new business, and we also believe people using our tools can benefit from these innovations. Putting great tools in the hands of great people can produce amazing results. Thanks for taking the time to attend this webinar. I hope you found the presentation useful and that you know a bit more about our understanding of the evolving retail market and our strategy and vision to help you address these new trends.